Welcome to another episode of the Bazaar Over Explain. I am the Bazaar Whisperer, and man, I played a good amount of all these characters here in Season 6, but I want to showcase what Stelle can do now that she's been a little bit nerfed. So with the nerfs to Stelle, I do feel like her early game has suffered a little bit, but she's still rather powerful, kind of overall in every phase of the game. You just have to find the right synergies, which if you've seen anything in my content, is a little bit of a challenge for me, but I'm going to start for this silver tier tool. We get a hatchet, which is, it's not ideal. It's not ideal to say the least, but we at least gain some value off it from this truffles here, so it's kind of like if we gained 4 gold, which is not too bad for day 1. Let's go to Andy, see if we can buff up our board a little bit. I do like the fire bomb. I don't have a way to get it to start flying. That's not to say I won't find a way. The jetpack I think is just okay. I'll take the firebomb. This can give us some direction here. Darts, I'm not really a fan of either. If we can get it to like get a gun scope and then we can get this thing to start and stop flying, that might be interesting, but we're not there just yet. Okay, there's joystick, there's also the flysicle, and there's also the clockwork disc. There's also this. We have no drone. Yeah, I will take the clockwork disc. It just fills out our board. Yeah, not very powerful where we're at, but that's okay. And thinking about these things, banana ball could be interesting. Haunted kimono. Now let's just go to the fanged inglet here. And with that, getting something like the deadly eye could be good. Getting a fang could be good. Just a 3-second cooldown damage dealing item is not a bad one to say the least. Kind of hoping that this flysicle will eventually hit our fire bomb, but it's not guaranteed to do so. Definitely going to need to find another way to get this flying. In fact, it's the last on this cycle. That's kind of brutal. At least we're getting this bad luck out of the way here on our NPC fight. So let's see what we get. I think deadly eye is what I want the most, or I'm not really sure. I'll take what it gives me. Fang? Okay, I can work with a fang. All right, we have no toy. We do have a food though, but we do need to get some better items on our board. Man, I think that this is a very powerful item, the one that they should have nerfed and didn't nerf. And if you were to play in a Stelle run normally, I would say that you should take this here and go into a tools build. I have just done that so many times, and I really want to see if we can find another way to be powerful in the early game. I've also showcased it on my last video here for Stelle, so I will take the flysicle. I think getting this angle drone could be interesting. I'm going to reroll here as well. Alright, we see a firebomb upgrade. I'm not inclined to pass up on it. Again, if we can start and stop flying this item, could be pretty good for us. The rocket drone is also interesting, and we'll see how we want to play this. Probably something like this, so it is more likely that we can get this to start flying, and maybe we even take this off, but we'll see. It's not too powerful right now. Could even replace it with the rocket drone, but don't need to make that decision just yet. Let's go to Pip here. Okay, so they did change the regen, so now we can't kind of do that thing where we would get the regen on, I want to say it was the lunchbox, and then kind of gain an obscene amount of regen. Having 2 regen is not bad. Deadly eye is not bad either. There are also a lot of good items for Stelle that are regen based. So a walk-in clinic I think is what I want to do here. I'm going to sell off the fang to do it. Take the walk-in clinic. We're pretty weak here. I'm kind of hoping that we could get something for free. So let's go to the lost crate, get a medium item. Alright, the security drone. Well, I could play it. When an enemy uses an item while this is flying, charge just 1 second. We do have 2 items that could get this to fly. Also, just looking at our clockwork disc, I am going to put our hatchet on board. It is going to be less damage overall, but that's just more likely that this firebomb gets hit with our flysicle. And it's not a tool or a drone, so yeah, this is really our only way of making it fly. Needless to say, not a very powerful board, but it's one that maybe will get us through the starting day. Generally, dualies are pretty strong early on, so I'm not holding my breath on that one. Alright, they're a fire build. They have charcoal, which is pretty scary. It's next to a thurible, though. And Chris Army Knife, the soldering gun. Wow, that's a pretty good amount of burn that they have here on day 1. Don't think our shielding is going to be able to hold up to that, but we can certainly try and punch back. Again, not expecting our board to do anything crazy here, but yeah, not going to be winning this fight, and that's okay. I think with our board, realistically, we want to find something like, I want to say it's like the fly simulator, whatever makes our board start and stop flying, just more things to get our items flying and stop flying. So, being that, let's go look at Quixel, the free fall simulator. There it is. Yeah, definitely want to take this. It's going to work well here. Our toolbox can haste the tool to the right of this. This is also just a good economy item, so I will take that. I'm not inclined to re-roll here. I don't think that I want to spend 4 gold when I only have 1. And looking at JJ, I mean, I do have some money to work with. Realistically, I probably just want to get something for free. Could even go to the scrap salvage. I like going to the strange mushroom here. Just getting this 4 gold makes sense to me. And how do we want to play this board? So I could do something like this. I could do something like this. And then adjacent items start or stop flying. And yeah, let's keep it like that. We want to make sure that this is continuously flying and really rely on this firebomb to do its thing. Again, our board's not very strong, but that's okay. Let's go to the rogue scrapper though. Getting something like rust could be good. Getting something like this scrap could be good. Honestly, plus 12 shield on our security drone is not a bad place to be. We're still trying to make it work and ensure that we're maximizing off of our early game here, but this is kind of where Stelle is at in some ways. You have to find the items that are going to enable you to kind of build your engine, and this is not too impressive right now, but I think it could have potential to get there if we find the right items. Being said here, this fight's going to be a lot closer than I thought it was going to be, and we'll see if we can even defeat them. Realistically, it's probably going to come down to the timing of this junkyard club and this repair bot. Yeah, looks like we may actually not be winning this fight. Woof. Okay. Not good for us. We do at least gain all the XP here, we just don't gain the reward. Is what it is. And it again shows you just how much work we need to do. Let's go to Andy here and see if we can make up for lost ground. Alright, firecrackers. When this runs out of ammo, destroy it for the fight, and we deal 5 times this item's damage, so this is 100 here. Could also get a headset, which makes a lot of sense if we're starting and stopping flying, so I will take that. I think the firecrackers could be good, but kind of far away from making it work. Or at least putting on a lot of damage here. We don't really have a way to reload it. I also don't know that I want to reroll, but I guess I just have to find more power here. The gyro gun sight is a good bit of power. There's also the aviators. So I could take this off, I could put this on, I could buy the gun sight, and then I have this angle grinder drone, and then this clockwork disc to put on board. Yeah, that's something. I also want to take this orbital polisher now, especially if I'm going to be going into this build. So I'm going to sell here, sell this off. If I'm going to be doing that, a lot of starting and stopping flying, then this will get to where it needs to be. Aviators, I don't think that this is going to make too much sense right now, but if we do get more burn items, it could be. Okay, we'll take side hustle here. That counts for 6 gold. Bronze loop's probably just 3. And pin feather. Alright, let's see what pin feather's got for us. Upgrade to the gyro gun sight. There's also the tethers. When your item stops flying, shield 40. I think I want to take at least these 2 upgrades here. And the orbital polisher, notably it says that it will enchant the leftmost small item with the same or lower rarity, so we want to make sure we're playing that. And how do we want to play this from here? So maybe something like this, and then this stops flying a lot, and thus we're doing some good gyro gun sighting. I could see that. We would probably also want to be capitalizing off the angle grinder drone, but I do think that this firebomb starting and stopping flying is also going to be good. Good reroll. I would have about 3 gold to work with, so let's not. I don't think we're super powerful, but we definitely made some good improvements to our board. The gyro gun sight and the headset are really good for the purposes of kind of like the start and stop flying build. Hasting only for 1 second, it's not exactly where I want to be, but let's see, this dually is on the micro Dave. So I'm really not sure that we're even strong enough for this, but we'll certainly find out. Yeah, but they're doing a lot of damage to us much more quickly than we're doing damage to them. But we can see how this build could come together, just in that this clockwork disc was getting pretty big. This is making me want to take this firebomb off, or also get a regen item. So again, a lot of ground to make up, but we can get there. Kina. Also, we get a blowtorch. Okay. So more fire items for us. Let's go to Kina. Some really good items here. I like the windbreaker. When your item starts flying, this gains 25 shield. While this is flying, and it's double shield. Would definitely allow us to get off the ground a little more easily, or at least have better defense, I should say. And we'll take the toolbox too. Some good passive income for us. This is going to generate a lot of shielding, and a 5-second cooldown's pretty good. There's also the blowtorch. I mean, I could sell the security drone off to facilitate this blowtorch. I generally like that if I'm in a tool build, not necessarily with the build we're in, so we'll keep it as is. And okay, B1, B2, two very important upgrades for us that we have to make a pretty tough decision on, I should say. Freefall simulator versus headset. I think it's just going to be the headset here. This makes most sense for the rest of our board. Freefall simulator is something that we're probably going to keep on our board for the entirety of the game, but this headset right now I think is something that's pretty necessary for us, so we'll work with that. And then let's see if this is a little bit better. We're passing up on this firebomb, but I think if we're angle grinder droning, this could make more sense. Product demonstrator also has this productive showcase. One of your items runs out of ammo, charge it, and they also have the firebomb. They have the ice bomb too, so they have some good items for us. A lot of very stealth specific things. Even something like this ornithopter I'd very much appreciate. Find a way to play that. Yeah, we can see kind of the proof of concept coming together here. This headset is helping out a ton when it comes to getting us off the ground. And these two items, they need some time to scale up, so we're definitely going to need to play the vest or the jacket. Let's see what we get though. Okay, cinders, not the one I wanted to see, to be honest with you. Okay, Andy. Yeah, I'm willing to go to Andy. Box cutter's not bad. Rocket drone probably makes the most sense, especially at silver tier. It's a little bit faster. Well, I'm willing to sell off at least the cinders, I suppose. So I could do this and buy this. Could do that. Realistically, probably should have put that cinders on the blowtorch, but that's okay. I'm also just thinking what else we would put on our board. We'll sell this off because I want to think to be able to reroll here, because we can get a better slot upgrade there. The angle grinder drone upgrade. There's also the pinwheel. When your item starts flying, charge this 2 seconds. It could be a good way to give us some regen. Yeah, I am willing to try it. I'm willing to try it. Let's take the pinwheel, put it on board, and let's get our B1, B2 upgrade. So this could have a lower cooldown. Really, the freefall simulator, this is what we want to be doing. Put this on the board here. So it's going to be a little bit awkward. The freefall simulator, I guess, is going to be at the good, correct timing for these items here, or specifically our rocket drone. So I guess it makes sense. All right, it's not too bad. Okay, so now Vol pack, I have $0. The lost crate though, getting something for free. So a skill, we have 3 different types of items, so 3 different types of skills could be good for us. In that we have a regen skill would be good, damage and shielding, and skills do make a lot of difference here. Yeah, let's try it. All right, toughness, not a bad one. This is already going to be scaling a lot, but may not be good against a Mac, unfortunately. We'll see. If they're a poison build, that's not good for us, but we'll see what their board looks like. It looks like they're kind of a hybrid build. They have an Elutal, they have a dagger, a lightning, so they're kind of like between crit, poisoning. Yeah, they just haven't gotten like the exact synergies. This does have 3 charges on it, so this magic carpet will eventually be off to the races. And they're poisoning us. We're doing a little bit of fighting back here. Our flight jacket held out. Okay. Got a lot of good shielding off of this, and we saw that these are on the correct timings to actually do some good damage. Nice. This clockwork disc. Maybe the rocket drone was not realistically on the right timing on the 2nd and 4th hit, but that's okay. Alright. Well, we were able to win a fight in the early game and start cobbling together our build here. Let's see what this gave us. Wow, give us another orbital polisher. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Okay. Well, I don't have a ton of money. I don't want to sell any of these off, so I kind of have like $10 to work with. It's not a ton. I'm just going to go to the docks here. I'm going to get a tool. Okay. Now I'm just kind of wondering if I like try and go to our monster fight and just farm a bunch of triggers for flying. And so if I'm going to do that, I just want to get a bunch of items that start and stop flying. Marshalling lights. We don't have like a ton of ways to start flying, so I think this is good, but I'm not sure we're there just yet. Charge another flying item for 1.5 seconds. Yeah, could be interesting. I don't think this item is generally very good. Maybe I just go here and see if I can get like something that'll start our items flying. An item starts flying. I mean, that's exactly what I was just saying. I don't have a ton of money though. Am I really gonna be able to facilitate this much flying? I don't know. I do not know. We could certainly try. There's also a multi-tool. Yeah, I could sell these 3, 6. I would need to sell one more thing. I mean, I could sell off the marshalling lights. It's not the worst idea. It's not the worst idea. Alright. Feels weird to do, but I'm doing this for the purposes of going to our monster fight and then just trying to farm as much flying triggers as I can. And if I'm doing that, I guess starting and stopping flying doesn't matter too much on all these. Not so much. It doesn't really matter too much what these are on, it seems like. I guess we want to make sure that... So if this is 10% cooldown reduction on our flying items specifically, yeah, I think this is fine, because we're going to haste these things, and then, yeah, it'll get our items flying the most that we can. Yeah, maybe we're not going to be creating as many start and stop flying triggers as I want. I'll do this, because we're not going to be pumping up the damage, but it is another start and stop flying trigger. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Okay. So yeah, this is all for the purpose of orbital polishing as hard as we can. And let's see, I mean, getting some of these things could be good. Like flashy mechanic, we could get a 4th orbital polisher, I guess. I'll take what I get. I'll take what I get. But yeah, this is all for the purposes of just trying to maximize on our future runs. I think with our windbreaker, we're gonna be a-okay. And I don't know, I could see a world where we play like an energy potion too. Sharpening stone won't be bad. Goggles as well. The time to tinker also could be rather interesting, because we are with this headset creating a lot of shielding triggers, and that could be pretty nice for us. This is also a pretty tremendous amount of shielding just looking at it. I'm wondering if our propeller makes sense to hold on board normally. I didn't check to see how many flying triggers we got off this fight, but that's okay. Looks like 11, 24, 8 I guess here, 32, and then I guess like 5 or 6 of these. Okay, it's a pretty good amount. And we get an energy potion, alright. Well, these are getting up there. Still a long way to go. There's Sylvia. I would be interested, but I need some money before I do anything, so I'm just going to take the gold here. Sharp corners is really good. Slow and steady could be very good. I think sharp corners, because there are a lot of good shielding items on Stelle, could be very powerful. So I'm going to go there. And pin feather here, a flying item. Private Runabout has been nerfed. A windbreaker upgrade could be pretty insane though. And let's make our board more powerful. Doing this whole thing. I don't love the flysicle, but it seems like a necessary evil for now. I'll sell off this energy potion. We'll take the windbreaker here. We don't have that great of an economy because we want to keep these all around. But this has also been nerfed too, so that's okay. And yeah, we're going to hope that they're not a poison build, although Poison Dually has certainly received a pretty big buff in this latest patch with how the items have been changed. Looks like they're Runic Double Bow, Molten Ball Blaster, Rocket Launcher, Crit Core. So they're really on this rocket launcher here. I guess they also have Chaff, which is pretty good. This is not a tool. That's interesting that they have this on board, but they are creating a lot of shielding here. Windbreaker is really going to have to be the start of the show. I should say. We get a crit on it? No, that was just naturally what it did. Nice. Yeah, very good. Okay. Windbreaker doing its thing, and I'm appreciative of it. This is still kind of awkward, our rocket drone with our freefall simulator, but that's okay. And we win another fight? I'll take it. Take it. Alright, day 5 here. What do we get? Okay, we get the marshalling lights. Again, not a tremendous amount of ways to create these flying triggers, but I will go to middle here. Balloon engine is certainly a good one. It would allow us to kind of pivot into, I wouldn't say pivot, I would say more like commit to this burn, flying, start, stop flying build. There's also tethers. They could just create a tremendous amount of shielding. This is also a stop flying trigger. Yeah, I do kind of want to try that. I think, again, now we could sell here. I don't know, the balloon engine is good, but I do think that we have the sharp corners avenue. That would be even better. And if this could be a fight, okay, nice. So it is a fight. We do this whole thing. Guess we also want the propeller on board. I would take off this, and we could do this. Yeah, so we have start, stop, start, and the start, stop here. I think we'll have enough shielding to realistically be a-okay and do some more farming. I could also just put the flysicle on. Yeah, that's decent, that's decent. So 1, 2 starts, 1, 2 stops, another one here, okay. Alright, so Shiny Fang can be interesting too because we could transform it. I think also Diamond Fangs would be very strong as well. And also I'm just curious to see if we're going to be creating a tremendous amount of shielding. We could even just play this in our next PvP fight. If we think that our opponent is like, or we just see that they're like a Pygmalion or something like that, someone who's incredibly unlikely to be having poisoning. Even dualies, I think, although that build has been buffed, I don't really see a lot of flying dual, or a lot of poison dualies. But we're getting a lot of good triggers here. And yeah, also the money here, getting like a diamond pelt even, I would certainly welcome. This is just nice to have an extra PvP fight for sure. Alright, what do we get here? Alright, not exactly what I wanted to see, but that's okay. And preening duelist. Well, I can sell this. I don't need to sell this off. You know, the preening duelist does do a pretty large amount of damage. I'm wondering if we should just go for the rocket trooper because they kind of like burst and then peter out. Yeah, let's go for the rocket trooper. I think we'll be a-okay. Getting this gunner skill could be pretty nice as well. Also, the rocket boots would be pretty good for us, but they're going to do like 400 damage, and then this thing is pretty unlikely to crit. and thus reloading this is, again, pretty unlikely. But I think by the time that all happens, we'll just be doing our thing with creating lots of shielding and be in a good position to just completely outscale them. I'm also wondering if by taking off that hasting item for our flyers, we have kind of hindered our ability to farm these flying triggers. Yeah, I probably should have thought about that if or a little bit harder, because hasting for 2 seconds is pretty considerable. Man, we're creating again like 1200 or no, 12,000 shielding at the 30-second mark. It's a good amount. Alright, see what we get here. Gunpowder. Alright, not a bad one. Get a silver tier tool. I do want to just take the largest amount of money that I can. And I would need to make space to do that. I think this rocket drone is just a little bit too awkward. I'm going to sell there. And we'll take the silver tier loot. Medkit. It doesn't do much for us. Okay, this is really close to popping. And these other ones are getting pretty close too. Let's go to Andy, see if we can find some ways to capitalize off that. Nicola, paper airplane, obviously very good for what we're doing. So I do want to take that. Let's sell off this med kit. Take the paper airplane. Angle grinder drone. I mean, it is more flying. Do I want to play this tethers? I guess, what does my build look like right now? I'm putting this here. And then I probably want to break this down into like 2 small items. Yeah. From 2 small items, I have flying, 1 flying, 2 flying, 3 flying. This will have things stop fly. That is good for our tethers. And this is another fly trigger, so I guess this is pretty good. And maybe I don't need tethers and windbreaker for these PvP fights. So we'll take that there. And this is good for our drones, which this is a drone. And we don't have any other drones, correct? No, okay. So start and stop flying here. Could do a little start and stop flying there, and then these are going to be going off quick. Actually, for the purposes of hasting, we do want to keep it like that. Okay. All right. So, yeah, I don't want these things. Ice bomb could be interesting, but not what we're doing right now. And we're going into day 6 here, so I suppose I don't want to spend too much money, just because I could get a nice gold tier item on day 6, so I'm just going to take this scrap here. It's a way to generate a little bit more value for us and go into day 6 with a little bit more money. We're facing a Stelle. Looks like they've been doing some winning. We've been doing some winning as well, but our build is a little precarious to say the least. Yeah, do I want to put this in any other order? I think I want to keep these where they are because I want them to stop flying and then start flying again. And this is only on these 2, so this is going to be permanently hasted, or permanently flying, I should say. So this is just going to keep triggering on itself. Okay, and then this will be a start and stop flying trigger that will help with our windbreaker. Is it better if it's something else? Do we want like this marshalling lights? Again, we have 1 stop flying, 2 stop flying, 3 stop flying. This is only hitting itself though. I guess the marshalling lights could be interesting, but I'm thinking that this is going to be where we want to be right now. It's hasting itself for 2 seconds, so it's going to continuously be hasted once it starts going off. Okay, they're a balloon engine build, and this has 12 burn on it, yikes. That's a hydrogen tank. Do they have a way to destroy this? Doesn't look like it. They do have a golden headset. This solar drone's also pretty good. Just a tremendous amount of burn. And yeah, I don't know that we're going to be able to get there off this burn. Okay, we're starting to stabilize. This is pretty close, but I think we may have it here. The windbreaker really coming in clutch. Man, 200 plus burn on us, but with shielding, luckily you only take burn half as much. It only triggers every second instead of twice every second. And we do win. Wow, okay. made a pretty scary board, so that bodes well for what we're doing. This is not uncharted territory for me, but I haven't had this specific combination of items before. And we get a multi-tool. All right, and we are nice. We are actually there on this one. So before I upgrade anything, I want to make sure that I orbital polisher. And let's go to Kina. Solar drone, delivery drone. No. Don't really want these things. Drafting table, charge your non-tool items 1 second. We can upgrade a lower vehicle. There's sandbags. I don't think I need this. I think I'm okay. Let's keep moving. New food could be interesting. This is day 6 though, so again, I am cognizant that I probably want to try and aggressively find a gold tier item. So let's go to Valpak. Squirrel suit's really nice. When you use an adjacent item, this starts flying. This starts flying, gain 10 regen. So this could generate a ton of regen. And I wonder if that's better than the Windbreaker. Probably not. Probably not. I mean, 10 regen is a lot. It'd actually be 12. There's not really a way to convert this regen into damage for us. I mean, could I facilitate having both of these items on board somehow? I guess if I'm like doing those farming fights, I could see that. And you know, orbital polishing on the headset or the gun sight seems like what I want to be doing. I'll go buy this. Let's reroll as well. Alright, lunchbox is interesting too. So no, let's get this bicycle upgrade. I don't think that I'm going to be polishing it anytime soon because I have 1, 2, 3 good polishing targets. Okay. So, what do I want to polish right now? Headset to have everything hasted for 4 seconds, or gun sight to give everything 60 damage. I think 4 seconds haste makes sense. And if we can ever upgrade this thing, it's going to be really good. But we probably aren't going to need more than 4 seconds of hasting on everything. And then this hasn't done its thing yet. We can just do this. And yeah, starting and stopping flying. When an adjacent item starts flying. So do this. This is going to start and stop flying. It's not going to be flying. I guess we take this off, put this back on, and then there we go. Okay. When this starts flying, gain 12 regen. Yeah, so this should be good. Also wondering if we polish this. Either way, let's go to the dire inglet here and just start doing a little more farming. Aggressive could be interesting. They also have eagle talisman, obsidian fang, gold pelt. I think I want the gold pelt most of all because it just represents the most money. Also just very interested to see how this squirrel suit plays out for us because it could create a ton of regen. Maybe there's a world where we actually just want to put these next to each other and use an adjacent item that starts flying. Oh, okay, the item doesn't necessarily need to be flying next to it. So yeah, I'll probably just put it next to the free fall simulator and then that would have like doubled our regen. Okay. Well, we know that for the future now. Wow, we've created a lot of defense here. And this shiny headset feels pretty good. And I wonder if I want to, do this paper airplane, especially if this is a lower cooldown, that could be good. Okay, broken shackles. Let's go to Argenta. Your vehicles have plus 30 damage and shield. Well, this is not a vehicle. This is a very good skill though. Slow and steady is also very good. Yeah, I'll take this expert pilot on the spec. I think that makes sense to me. Could also now go to study. Let's go to bargain here. Steam washer. When you use another vehicle, charge this. There's also the observatory. When you use a flying item, you charge it and then you charge a bunch of items. I'm also hit my mark on these polishers. So I kind of like going here and maybe on our clockwork disc. could be interesting. Yeah. So it's going to be doubling the damage. Then we could do something like this. It's going to start and stop flying a bunch. Do it like that. It's going to create some good triggers for us. Okay. And yeah, Barkin, I'm... I'll take the squirrel suit off. I do think that this is a pretty good amount of healing. Our vehicle... I mean, I could take this off. I could take that off. Try and find another small item. That being said, I'm not like too excited about that. There's the big one. We could just become like a powder keg build. Sky Anchor cares about slowing. There's tethers again. Let's not miss up on this opportunity to sell these items and get our value. I think I'll sell the drone. I want to keep this. I want to keep this. I guess realistically I might be breaking this down so that I can ensure that this is actually getting buffed up. And then do I care about what's starting and stopping flying here? I guess I want to make sure that it's hasted. So it's like this. And so this is going to care here. This is going to care for this. Yeah, I think this makes sense. All right. And then now Mountain Pass versus Cobweb. Well, if we can get another fight here, that'd be good. The Lich. The Lich has a lot of poison. Let's look at the Lich. So do we even have a shot of beating them? Where are they? Okay. So they're going to be primarily doing poisoning. So I want to take the Windbreaker off. I mean, we gotta try. And if I'm taking the Windbreaker off, putting the fly suit on, and doing this, yeah, okay. Let's see, maybe I can out-regen them. I'm doubtful, but it is what I'm gonna try to do. They're gonna freeze and slow all my things. Next, I hit this shiny airplane, but I guess our squirrel suit is what matters the most. But we really need this airplane to go off for the purposes of our squirrel suit. It's a lot of poisoning. We're not really doing a lot of damage. There's the freeze. Alright, well, I got 3 gold and 2 experience, so not nothing. Generally, I don't expect to beat the Lich, so I'll take what I can get. Okay, a Vanessa. Let's put this back on board. Let's do this. And starting and stopping flying. Yeah, maybe we do want to replace this, because it could kind of come to hurt us. Not so sure. Anyway, let's fight this Vanessa. See what goes on. We do have 3 new shiny items, so we do want to find a vehicle and some good shielding. Alright, so they're on the cauterizing blade. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A lot of slows, but they're not on poison, which is kind of the big thing for us. Slow could definitely hurt us, though. Okay, they had a 55% crit chance. If they didn't crit there, we'd be okay, but they snuck in right underneath us, so it is what it is. Let's see if we can make our board even better. Let's see what tool we got. Adjacent item stops flying. When one of your items stops flying, gains 20 damage. Right. Yeah, definitely better than the marshalling lights. And Curio could be good. I didn't really like what else I was seeing there. That being said, what am I looking for? I don't think I even need the rocket boots. Yeah, I don't even know that I want to spend the 4 gold to reroll here. I guess we'll see what we see. I mean, crit chance is not bad. A little more damage is not bad. So put the crit chance on. A little more damage, sure. Okay, we are hasting a lot. So I do like going and looking at a haste skill. First time you use an item each fight, haste your drones. Why is this? Oh, drones and vehicles, I see. I think that we could do even better. I was gonna say, like, static acceleration is exactly what I was thinking. Way to turn our haste trigger into crit chance. They're certainly like that. And Sterling, nice upgrade. Put it on the free fall. I think we put it on the free fall. Could even put it on one of these. Yeah, shiny. This is pretty good. I think it makes sense for the free fall just because we are wanting to start and stop this as much as possible. And Radiant Corsair. There is a world where we do beat the Radiant Corsair. Their slowing does scare me a great amount though. Are we in a position where we can even try? Again, this cares about this. Starts flying. Okay. I also want to see like an ornithopter, I think, so we can make sure that this is always flying. Yeah, it is really risky. It is really risky. But I do think because they're burden-based, we can genuinely outshield them. I want to try. I don't know if I will be able to defeat them. They have a tremendous amount of burn and slow. But I at least want to see if we can get anywhere close. Again, maybe famous last words. But I still want to try and go for broke here. So there's our shield. The slow is pretty brutal though. Yeah, I don't think we're getting there. Okay. We only lost 1 XP. I think the shielding on this was just not enough, and this was never flying, so yeah, again, I want to find like an ornithopter. And we could even find like a big item. Karakara, aerial turret. I mean, this is very good. I don't want to do the aerial turret thing, I've done it so many times. Hanglider. This could be a Hanglider build for sure. Your other items start flying. Your flying weapons gain plus 25 damage. So it's kind of like can stop doing this whole thing here. Could do like that. Could even take that off. Yeah, I'm willing to do this. And this also makes sure that this is flying. The start and stop flying here is going to matter less, but I guess it will matter for the purposes of hasting things. I don't need to sell that right now. I think I'm willing to sell this airplane glue, the flysicle. That'll give us enough money to figure out the rest. So now that we have this, what are we doing? So your other items start flying. Your flying weapons gain 25 damage for the fight. And then when your items stop flying, deal 130. So we want to do a lot of start and stopping flying anyway, so we still want to do this whole beast. And yeah, maybe we do take off from this and do some of that. If that's the case, so I'll just cash in this gunpowder for 40 more damage. I guess 20 more damage. Okay. Alright. So yeah, start and stopping flying. It's going to trigger this a lot. It's going to haste this a lot. And then when your items stop flying, deal 130 damage. So this is what we want to be doing. 2 items stop flying. This may be a little bit much. Hopefully we get a fight where we can test it out. That is what happened here. Okay. I don't think we really want anything from Joyful Jack. I just mainly want to see what our board looks like. It's looking decent. It's looking decent. I think it could be even better. But that wasn't a bad showing by any stretch of the imagination. I do still level up today. I'm gonna take the loot. Yet another extract, okay. Not really what we want to do. And against a Vanessa. So I'm wondering if I put the Windbreaker on board. It's gonna mean less damage, but it's gonna be greater defense against the Vanessa. I think that this is gonna make some sense here. So a little less damage on these 2 things, and a little less start and stopping flying, but we might genuinely need it. And they are an Arbalist, Katana, Crow's Nest, Zorcid. So yeah, I don't think we're going to be defeating their burst. We just have to make sure that we can survive this thing does have a lot of crit chance on it, but I think we're gonna be okay. It doesn't look like we necessarily needed the windbreaker. We might have just survived this anyway, but that's okay. Better safe than sorry. Okay, so we're in a pretty decent spot here, I'd say. Okay, flare gun. A vehicle starts flying. When your enemy is burned, the cooldown of vehicles is reduced by 1 second. That's very good for Hanglider and for shiny paper airplane. Oh, okay. Seeing as how Kev's armory doesn't give us any enchanted items, I'm inclined maybe not to go there. I also don't have a lot of money. What I would want really is like a big flying item that's gold tier and that can kind of do a lot of damage, but I wouldn't have money for that. Okay, there's a hammer. And there's a gyro gun sight, so we could transition back to this. I wish I had the ammo for this thing. Yeah, I will take the hammer. We'll take the gun sight, and I will take the tool. Okay, and then Andy can have a lot of tools that are cheap, just as we see these. So I'll take the blowtorch just to sell it off, sell this off. I think I'm willing to sell the windbreaker off. Well, either way, I did it. Take another tool, take another tool. And how close are we for this? So you need 5 more tools. This was 8, I believe. It was 6 or 8, but yeah, it's been nerfed. That's okay though. And we're gonna upgrade some tools here, so that's nice. So this makes 3 items stop flying. I'm unsure if I should be doing this. I guess realistically I should be. Yeah, alright. And then, yeah, good fight Dr. Vortex here. This Neophiliac is fine. I could transition into like a lightning rod thing. Mostly I just want to get them as much gold as possible, and I feel pretty confident that we can win this one. Flare gun's pretty obscene. Makes this way better. Okay. Well, I guess our enemy has to be burned. I didn't think about that part, so we may not be something that we need on our board. Okay, where's Paul? I don't have a lot of money. I get pen FT. I guess I have some money to work with. What am I really looking for? I guess like a Hanglider. There's also that item that gains more damage when another item starts or stops flying. But I mean, the Hanglider it's pretty good. I think we're in an okay spot. We don't need to like go crazy trying to find another build around. Could also go to Nufu here and get a good skill. Wondering if I want to just do this. I think I might. Okay. Yeah, let's go to Nufu. Well, I'm not going to be getting this lethargy. Fiery. I don't think I want any of these, oddly enough. I don't really want to spend 6 gold to reroll just because I won't have a lot of money to buy the skill that I got anyway, so I'm just going to leave. Not ideal, but that's okay. And a toy. Well, this is a toy. It's also a wand, huh? Wand is very good. Pogo stick, when this starts flying, shield 100, and stops flying, charge adjacent items 1 second. I've seen this be very good in start and stop flying builds before. That being said, how would we facilitate it? I guess we take these 2 off. Yeah, could do that. I'm just gonna sell this. And so our gyro gun sight is giving a lot of damage though, especially to this shiny clockwork disc. And our marshalling lights is pretty good, but it may not even be hitting at the right time. So our other items start flying, immediately stop flying. And it may just be a little too much. The wand is also obviously very good. I do kind of want to invest in this pogo stick though. Is it selling off the flare gun? How would we incorporate this onto our board? So, starts flying, shield 100, so it's mainly for this thing. And this stops flying, we could put it next to the free fall simulator. And I guess, I don't know, the shiny clockwork disc seems like it's going to be better with our hang glider, because this doesn't start and stop flying all on its own. this is also very similar, just not shiny, but it would be charging our other items. I think I want to invest in it. I'm not necessarily going to put it on our board just yet. Also, are any of these tools? No. Could put off the marshalling lights. This is what I want to sell. Yeah, I'm going to sell here. Take the pogo stick. So it's something like this. And then I do this. Because then that's going to trigger these a bunch. I could see that. I could see that. Let's try it. I'm not exactly certain. Oh, wow, okay. Well, we could certainly solve the, the problem of the flare gun not always seeing that something is burned. That being said, let's look at howbazaar.gg. So, Hanglider. It's not the Hanglider. I thought it was the Hanglider. Hanglider. What am I? What's wrong here? There. So your other items have 30% crit chance. Item starts or stop flying, burn 5% of this item's damage. There's maybe like the free fall. Adjacent items have plus 40 crit chance. What about the pogo? Adjacent items have plus 40 crit chance. Well, you know, we're already creating a lot of crit chance just from our hasting, so we probably want to do burn here. And if we're going to be burning, I assume we want to just put that on the Hanglider. 7 burn, but it's not bad. Okay, against Pygmalion. Let's see how this all works out. I think it's set up in the correct way, where we're charging in the correct items. What do they have? They have a toxic subscraper. Shouldn't be too big, only 16 there. 22, sure. So, yeah, their offense isn't that powerful. Let's look at our board. I think this is doing what I want it to do. This is kind of charging appropriately. Not necessarily scaling super well is the only thing. But we are creating a lot of damage. That's interesting. I think the gyro gun sight, missing out on that is pretty significant. Let's put that back on board and take the pogo stick off. Let's see how that works out for us. We get another orbital polisher. Jeez, okay. Let's do this. And let's look at some gold items. Radar dome. Your flying weapons have +1 multicast. Certainly good. Flying shield items, flying burn items. Not so good. I'm willing to roll here. Well, Daggerwing was what I was thinking about. When your items start or stop flying, this gains 100 damage for the fight. There's also Vortex Cannon. These are both very good. The Daggerwing may genuinely be better than the Hanglider. Actually, I'm pretty confident. Oh, not necessarily. This represents 100 damage. Whenever they start or stop flying, this only cares about stop flying. So yeah, I guess this is just double damage, just on a lower cooldown. We'd be giving up the item that we just enchanted, though. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Yeah. I think this is gonna be better. So. Not gonna be too precious about it. Doesn't feel good to sell these things, but I'm gonna do it regardless. And we did just use a lot of our money. Alright, lunchbox. Gold lunchbox at that. Okay, it is day 9. If we can get the skill there, that would be good. Yurden could be interesting. So let's look at our monsters. We're on day 9. When you use a small item, gain 3 regen for the fight. That is very powerful. Yo-yo could be powerful. Roaming Isle, not too sold on. I mean, Elite Duelist if we can get Big Ego. This is obviously insane. That's literally the only thing we'd want from them, I think. Versus Yordan, which again, probably we only want the gold tier skill. If we got one or the other, which would be best? Probably the Elite Duelist. Alright, let's go to the Elite Duelist here. Go for Big Ego. Hope we get it. Because if we could put that on either one of these, that'd obviously be pretty sick. Yeah, there's a lot of damage that this thing is going to be getting. Our build is like maybe a little slower, just like slightly, but our scaling is just crazy with this Daggerwing. Let's hope we get the Big Ego. Get a knife set. Well, at least it sells for a lot. Okay, haste item versus Kev's armory. I'll just take something for free here. Oh, shadowed cloak, huh? Okay. And you get diamond tier here, that'd be interesting. This is a food. So sell this. Pretty sure I'm not playing that. This is a food, so I'll take it. And let's roll here. Actually, I'm gonna look at the pill buggy because that might have been good. I can't remember. And yeah, obviously I want to do this. It's just a matter of I also want to win our fights. So when your items start flying, this gains plus 50 heal, so we could gain 142 now and 2 regen. I don't think we need to do that. Any of these tools? This is a tool, sure. I'll take it. I'll sell it. Just want to get this a little bit closer. And yeah, let's keep moving. Alright, now that we have this big Daggerwing, getting some stealth skills would be really nice. Your drones and tools cooldown reduced by 5%. Can haste it. 10 more. Kind of want to go for broke here. I want to go for something even better, so I'm going to sell this. Hot air. The first time you burn each fight, one of your items starts flying. Your items have crit chance for each flying item you have. Your shield items have plus 25 shield for each flying item you have. Well, more crit chance is more better. Hot air. So this goes off the 5-second mark. It does kind of get things started a little bit with the hasting. So I could see that being good. And just because we're starting and stopping flying, this isn't necessarily good. So I will take hot air. It might get our build up and running a little bit faster. We've taken out a lot of the defense of our build, but we have significantly increased its offense. However, that might prove detrimental to us. And we'll find out shortly. Alright, this is a pretty scary one in that they have a lot of shielding. They're not scaling super hard. We're gonna definitely need this to go off twice. And okay, Daggerwing goes off. They had some really good skills, but they weren't able to burst through us. And yeah, the Daggerwing just did its thing. It was very big. I wish we had the enchant on that, but that's okay. Alright, here's Bazaar Con. Here's a way to catch up on some of the XP that we missed out on. Black Pepper and Altimeter. Charge adjacent items 1 second for each adjacent flying item. This is cooldown reduced by 2. The altimeter, yeah, anyway, altimeter, who knows. I do also want to get tools though. Yeah, let's go to Andy, see if we can get some more tools. Headset upgrade, not bad. And we could take the orbital polisher upgrade. It is a tool, so I will do it. Take the orbital polisher. Clockwork disc. Clockwork disc is not a tool, so not too interested. Save our money there. And Kina, I have no money, so I'm just gonna go get a small weapon. Oh, okay. Gold clockwork disc. I think this is still good for us. We can go to the Infernal Dreadnought now. We can get Pyromania, that'd be interesting. I guess realistically, this launch tower could be good. I don't know that I'd be replacing anything actually. Although the Skyliner is very sick, I think we're kind of in this Daggerwing build. We're starting and stopping flying. Balloon engine. Whatever. Alright, let's see if maybe we can get the gold or the diamond. Refall simulator. Spotlight I generally feel like is a trap. Wrecking ball. When this starts flying, charge it this for 4 seconds. I think we're not there, but I do want to try that one day. Andy versus Aerodrome. Or JJ rather. JJ could have tools. This is everything but a tool. Flying weapons gain 15 damage for the fight. I'm not too sold on that. Mag shield I know is very good. This can be a pretty insane item, especially with an enchantment. But I think our board is pretty decent already. We don't need to get too crazy with it. So just looking for some tools here. Okay, that's a tool. We know that's a tool. This is not a tool. That's not a tool. Okay. We're one away here. So close. There's probably some tool I missed. Get a gold tier tool. Nice. Box cutter. Cool. Alright. Well, that should trigger this. It does. Let's go ahead and upgrade our leftmost item, Daggerwing. Bigger, badder, better than ever. And I don't think I want to change the positioning of anything right now. Let's go fight this Vanessa. That was weird. It looked like they kind of like loaded in before we did. Weird. Okay, so they have wetware and a bunch of weapons. Normally, this is not a late game build. This sort of build falls off once we get to like the day 10 mark. So we'll see if that's the case for us. Daggerwing is huge. And they're not going to be bursting this, and they have no freeze. Yeah, Daggerwing does what it does. 5,700 damage on that thing. Getting that upgrade on it, very important. Nice. Yeah, getting that level up and then getting the tool off the level up. Very good. Alright, do we keep hunting? Sure, let's keep hunting. Wow, another flare gun, huh? Could be interesting. Could even maybe replace the gun sight. We'll see. We'll see on that one. Again, I feel like our build's pretty good, so I don't need to muddle too much of this mixture. So let's keep moving forward. Andy, well, you know the food with the lunchbox, we could gain 10 regen right now, or 20 regen. It's not too exciting given that we're on day 11. Upgrades for our board would be better. Alright, here's another hammer. Sure. I'm a sucker for the hammer. Do I buy this marshalling lights? It does represent 800 damage compared to our gun sight. Well, let's try it. Let's try it. So sell here, sell here, sell here. And we'll take it. It's a tool at the very least. So let's go with that. In Void Colossus versus Lord of the Wastes. Let's just go for Lord of the Wastes here. We are creating a decent amount of crits, so for boarding wins could be good. This Clockwork Blade won't be very good. I'm hoping... Well, we should also check to see just how much we're creating with static acceleration. Doesn't look like a ton, but that's okay. Maybe this, again, flare gun can come out. Obsidian letter opener is what we get. Alright. We could maybe even transform this. Being that we have another hammer, hunting for tools makes sense. If there are more tools, upgrade a lower vehicle or drone. It says 32 to buy, so there's just, I think, no way that we're achieving that. Let's keep moving. Oh, is this a tool? It's not. Launch tower is good, but we're okay. Let's keep moving here. And I don't think we need another weapon. I think we're pretty good where we're at, so we'll just gain some 453 HP. Maybe that'll matter. Upgrade an item. I guess let's just put this to the 2-second cooldown. It's gotta be good. Versus a Mac, do we want to change anything? Also have our 2 slots here. The Gyro gun sight is specifically good for the clockwork disc, but this isn't our main damage dealer right now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fight the Mac as is. Hopefully that pays off for us. Missing out on our burn for our flare gun does feel pretty bad. I'm unsure if it's really even doing anything for us. But I guess it at least makes one of these things start flying. So. And they're a regen build without any disruption. So we're just gonna one-shot them. That's exactly what happens on the 9%. But we would have one-shot them anyway. They weren't gonna be able to out-defense us. They did have this biohazard skill. The first time you fall below half health, each fight double an enemy's poison, but it's not going to be out-scaling our Daggerwing. Let's see what we got. Okay, we get ice cubes, and we got a rivet gun. I don't think that counted for our hammer. Nope, okay. Well, let's go to Midsworth here. Again, tools would be good. Yeah, Skyliner is a good item, but we're not in that build. So let's roll past these things. Smoke detector, not good. Hanger is good. But I do feel like we again are pretty strong. We take off, we want at least this, this, and this. So we kind of have like a medium slot that we would be willing to fill. And hanger is not medium by any stretch of the imagination. Let's go to Andy. Alright, so it's a tool. So I don't think I'm playing the ice cubes. I think I'll sell that off too. And take this multi-tool. Yeah, not too worried there. There's a hammer, there's a gun sight, and there's a rivet gun. Let's sell this. I don't think I want the gyro gun sight anymore. Take a hammer upgrade, why not? It's more so just we're trying to get more tool types. And okay, I'll sell off the lunchbox here. There is a world where I guess the orbital polisher does get completed. And void golem, no, let's just continue to go to the Lord of the Wastes and see if we can fish for one of these two. Don't think we want much else here. Guess our just think about a replacement here. This, but I could maybe put the sexton on. I would do that though. I'll have the option if I want to. Alright, there's an epic battle versus trying to buy 2 more tools. I'm a sucker for a fight, but if we could upgrade maybe the shiny paper airplane. Yeah, I guess the upgrade that we're going to be trying to get with our hammer doesn't even matter too much right now. Okay, go to the fight, we get the mimic. This first time you fall below half health, each fight destroy an item on your enemy's board. I hope they don't destroy our Daggerwing. That being said, I think our Daggerwing is just going to one-shot them. I don't think we want anything else from them. Yeah, one shot indeed. Another crit on the 10%er. I'll take it. Really would want that for my PvP fight. Fiery Fang, okay. Weapon skills, slow skills. Let's go for a diamond tier skill, see if we can get something really good. Alright, 10% cooldown on our drones and tools. Well, it's probably pretty good. And Street Festival. There could be something good. A medium item to put in this slot. Thinking about what that could be. Could also just try and go to somebody who has a lot of tools. Yeah, Dooley has a lot of tools. Not these tools. I could copy into another small non-legendary item each fight. That could be interesting. We'll take it. I don't think I'm playing the Sextant. Let's roll here. Granola is a food now. Nitrogen hammer is an insane weapon. You sell this, get 10 max HP. I'll take it. Who knows? Maybe that's all we need. Inner polisher, not anywhere close. Okay. Okay, Dooley. Well, if I put this on our board, I'd want it to copy one of these two, and if it copies the marshalling lights, it's a little too much. Is it just better than the flare gun? I mean, this at least reduces this by 1 second for a short period of time, but I think what happens is that it gets reduced by 1 second, and then it will gain that 1 second back pretty quickly. So it's not even helping. So I guess, yeah, let's do this. To copy of another small legendary item you have for the fight. So we just hope it's not the marshalling lights. And if it's not, then that's pretty good for us. So it's just even more start and stop flying triggers. I guess the marshalling lights creates more stop flying triggers, but I still don't think it's going to be good enough. All right, another marshalling lights. It's not what I wanted to happen. Maybe I gotta put it next to something else, you know. Okay, well, they're pretty big with their build. That slow is pretty bad for us. Yikes, okay. Yeah, this shiny combat core that has 30% crit chance did smack us real good. The upside of this is that we do get to enchant our Daggerwing. Not really the enchants I want. Slow could be interesting though. If we can put slow like on our freefall simulator. Could slow some items, it's on a pretty fast cooldown. So it slows, I think it said an item per 1 second. Okay, it's not nothing. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, Tatiana, let's see if we can get a toy that's interesting. No. I'm not gonna really try and force it either. There might be a medium toy. It's interesting. Alright, I'll reroll. Model ship. Model ship, huh? So I can make this 3 times multicast? We'll try it. Let's do this. Let's see if that's good. JJ, let's hunt for some more tools. Altimeter, tool, vortex cannon, no. What are they? Oh, that's a tool, grabinator. Okay, got certainly plenty of things to sell here. Could sell this, polisher, pretty far away. Altimeter, I think that getting the flare gun's not good. Grab that grabinator. Okay. Well, we could try and kill the void golem. Yeah, why not? I think we'll be able to defeat them before these things pop, although I didn't think about these caltrops. It's gonna be a while till they get really big though. I believe we'll be able to shoot them beforehand. Maybe not. Okay, that's okay. We still got 3 XP and we got a bunch of gold, so it's kind of like if we went to a normal fight. Wasn't anything we really wanted on the other people. And we'll take a gold flute. Another extract. Okay. Well, I'll go to the mysterious portal instead of Paul here. Hef, alright. Fiery Stell's workshop. Your tool's cooldowns are reduced by 1 second when you use a tool, charge a vehicle, or drone. We are not doing that, but we could do that. Let's sell this. I don't think we're going to use that. This marshalling lights is a tool. There's also the fiery low roller. I don't think we can really utilize this. We'll roll though. Fiery weather machine, interesting. Smoke detector, lava roller. No. Yeah, I think we're not utilizing that. Okay, wow. Haste enchant. So maybe we put the haste enchant on the shiny paper airplane and we buff that up. I think that's a decent proposition. Oh wait, this already has shiny on it, so we don't want to do that. Hey, I could replace the heavy trigger on the freefall simulator. I'm not even sure this model ship is that good. we're also creating a lot of haste already, but haste, more triggers of haste would mean more crit chance for our Daggerwing. Let's see how model ship reads. I think that'd be smart. So model ship. Haste 9 for 1 second. Yeah. How about the free fall? Haste 9 for 1 second. It's 1% more crit chance. Okay. Put it on the Daggerwing. Can't imagine that that would make a lot of sense. He's 3 items for 3 seconds, but you know, this is the item that we'd want to be hasted. There's also a world where we just go to Andy, but I think it's unwise to pass up on this. I could put these back in, you know, I'm kind of thinking that we try and go for broke here. We put the haste onto this turbo hologram projector and hope that it hits something that isn't the marshalling lights. That's what I'm gonna try. Having haste on one of these smaller items I think would be good for us. Maybe we should have read what marshalling lights does when it's hasted. Maybe we might just find out right now. Haste 9 for 3 seconds. Okay. Well, they have a really scary board. This thing is going to do a lot of damage to us when it hits us. Gonna need a crit. We don't get a crit. Alright. It's unfortunate. This had 16% crit chance, but this toxic arbalist, a little too big for us. That's okay. Alright, well, we get 8 wins here. Not incredible, but not the worst. I think we played a pretty strong build, but we just missed good enchants on our Daggerwing. Generally, when I see these builds kind of pop off is when the Daggerwing is super large with a big enchant on it, so it is what it is. But I'll take 8 wins here, not a bad thing, and complete some quests and all that sort of stuff too. So yeah, I think Stelle is still powerful in this patch, even despite the nerfs. It's just a matter of like the early game is a little bit nerfed, but we saw that our build could be viable in the late game. That being said, maybe our late game went a little too long because we didn't win early game fights, but we also forgoed this ball blaster build, which surely could have carried us, and we just decided not to do that. Or I guess I'm not going to put that on you. I'm going to say I decided not to do that. Anyway, I appreciate you watching here. I am the Bazaar Whisperer. Another episode of the Bazaar Over Explained. If you like what I do, you can subscribe, but I just hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.